Cheers. So you guys, I'm still obsessing and will always obsess over Cerebral Mars protein. So right now, as a snack, right before I start meal prepping for you guys, I have the Cerebral Mars protein pumpkin spice. You have to have this. So protein pumpkin spice, right? 1 scoop of that, and you add chocolate protein milk. Now, it doesn't have to be protein chocolate milk. They also make an almond milk that is chocolate, but I think this tastes more chocolatey than the other one. So add, and that is my snack. Slash one of my meals. And let me tell you, it's damn delicious. Anyways, we're gonna be doing another meal prepping videos. An easy, simple, quick, just put it in, bam, 3 meals. Now I say 3 meals because I only prep 3 meals. I don't ever prep breakfast. Sometimes I do. I did a video for you guys before with breakfast in it. But I like having a lot of protein instead. So like 3 main meals. And if I'm at home, I'll cook some breakfast or I'll grab like a gluten-free bagel with something on it to go. And then for the other 2 meals that I eat in the day, because I eat about 6 to 7 times a day, is my protein shakes. So I literally, you don't understand how delicious this is. I would choose this over eating real food. That's how scary good they are. No one asked me to tell you, just telling you because I like sharing everything I learned with you guys. So if you guys like this video, please give me a thumbs up and always hit that subscribe button. If you're new here to my channel, I'm a fitness coach. I have gone through a lot personally. I used to be overweight and I also have celiac disease, so everything I make when I'm cooking is gluten-free. If you guys also don't know, please follow me on my Instagram. We changed it to Country Fit a few months back. So if you're looking up for my name, just look at Country Fit. Go follow me. I post lots of stuff on there, and let's get into the video. Okay, so meal number 1, all we're gonna need is, I have 2 eggplants, some tomatoes, some cheese. You can also find, they didn't have it at the store, but some lower fat cheese or dairy-free cheese if you want. And this is optional if you guys want to add. We're making little eggplant pizzas. Some turkey pepperoni instead of regular pepperoni. It's actually not bad. It tastes really good. So that's optional. But that is your green side of this meal, but we will be making some jasmine rice. I normally also cook a lot of brown or white rice in my rice cooker, but these boil bags that you get for like $2 at Fry's is super cheap, and jasmine rice is really good for you. Also, I have some hamburger meat. Now this is a 96% lean meat. That is because my boyfriend and I eat hamburger meat, rice with barbecue sauce. Not a lot of barbecue sauce, but enough for the seasoning. So if you're not gonna be doing any sort of sauces, you can also get away with anything higher than 85. So 85, 93%. When you get to the 96%, not as much fat, is the leanest meat, but there's not gonna be a lot of juices, so it will be a little bit drier. Just a heads up if you're not gonna add some sort of sauce on top of it. But that is what we're gonna need. We're gonna start by, I just put my oven on 400 degrees. First thing we're gonna do is we're going to slice off the ends of the eggplant, so it'll be nice and cut. And it just depends on how thin or how thick. I like having them about this thick, little pieces. So they're not too thin, but they're not super thick. And these are gonna be our little bases of pizza. So I'm gonna slice all of these, both eggplants up, and you're gonna lay it out on a paper towel and sprinkle some fine salt. And that way that's going to exude all of the moisture, and you'll pat it dry after leaving it out like that for 15 minutes, and then we will put it in the oven. So I literally just place these on a fresh paper towel. I'm gonna take my pink Himalayan salt and just grate this over each piece, and then you'll let it sit out for 15 minutes and blot dry before we put on the oil and seasoning that we will be using. So while I'm waiting for the eggplants to be ready, I now prepared my pot of water for the rice. So I have that getting ready to boil, and I just put this saucepan on a little bit. It's a number 7 for me, so just a little bit higher than medium, and I'm gonna let it heat up to then put my hamburger meat on. So multitasking. This rice is super simple. Once the water boils, you just pop these little bags of rice out, you submerge them all the way and cook for 10 to 12 minutes. And then you take it out, the rice is done. Quick and easy and healthy. You're welcome. And the saucepan, I'm gonna let it up heat probably for like maybe 30 seconds. And I'm going to be cooking 2 of these at a time. I bought 4 because I'll be prepping for not only myself, but also for my boyfriend. Okay, so mind you, I am not seasoning my meat at all because like I said, we're gonna be adding barbecue sauce because that's just my preference. But if you don't like doing sauce, something that I find that actually tastes really good is this barbecue spice rub from Stubbs. It tastes bomb. So if you guys want any sauce or seasoning that's gonna be similar, I definitely recommend this one. Or you guys can season your meat any of your favorite seasoning. Just throwing options out there for you guys. So now our water is just boiling. So I'm gonna be adding all of these bags of rice and submerging them. And I will set a timer for 10 minutes. Another trick I have about cooking hamburger meat, 96%, is when I'm cooking in the pan, I do not strain the excess juices that come out of it because you only have 4% of fat in there. Leave that juice in there. It's already gonna be drier than normal, so that kind of keeps it from getting extremely dry. Just a thought. Versus when I do cook with 85% lean meat, I do halfway through cooking strain that sauce out of the saucepan. Okay, so 15 minutes is up. I'm just taking a dry paper towel, blotting all of the pieces of eggplant, getting out that excess moisture that was in them. And now I did forget to tell you guys, the only other 2 ingredients you're gonna need for this dish is some olive oil and some Italian seasoning. So I put both of that in a little dish. And I don't know if you guys have like one of those really nice little brushes to brush it on, but I use a bottle brush cleaner to dip. And then you're just gonna take this and put it on top of your eggplant pieces. Okay, so now we're gonna put the eggplants, just like so, into our 400-degree oven for 15 minutes. This is what we want our hamburger meat to look like when it is fully cooked. Brown, absolutely no red meat. And you see, even though I didn't strain any of the juices, there isn't really that much juice left over because it did take up a lot because of how dry it will be, but it's still very good. So now that my meat is cooked, I'm going to section off and use my food scale to portion out my food. So the next thing that we're going to prepare while the eggplants are still in the oven for 15 minutes is I rinsed off some of our tomatoes, and we're going to thinly chop them up and dice them up so that they will be kind of like the sauce. And my timer just went off for the eggplants. So take these out of the oven. You're gonna flip them, all of them, over onto the other side, and then we will start adding our toppings. I'm gonna start with a little bit of cheese on each one. Next, I'm going to just cut up a couple, or rip up a couple of these turkey pepperoni slices. So I made a healthy pizza the other day, and let me know down below in the comments if you guys want me to film how I make my healthy pizzas. But so I just have these leftover turkey pepperoni slices. Nice, freshly cut tomatoes. We're just going to put a little bit on each one, probably like 3 or 4. I think the tomatoes just absolutely make this as a full dish. And when we're done doing all of the tomatoes on all of these little guys, you're gonna place it back in that 400-degree oven for 10 minutes. And once that's done, they will be ready to either be eaten or put away in containers. So I already portioned out my hamburger meat. I ate 4 ounces. I must say my husband. My boyfriend eats, probably I'm gonna give him about 7 to 8 ounces per his meal. And then these bags are all done of rice. All we're gonna do is chop them off and give either probably like half a cup to cup per little meal. And that is it. Once the eggplants are out of the oven, meal 1 is complete. And this is what the final product looks like. Ooh. So you're gonna leave the oven running at the 400 degrees because the next thing we're gonna be making is my special chicken, which I did make in a previous video, and I have made the sweet potatoes and the baby broccoli in a previous video. So I'm not gonna show you step by step. If you wanna know how, just go to the previous video. Okay guys, so I made my second meal. I prepped up my my sweet potatoes and my baby broccoli. It has some olive oil and some Himalayan salt. If you guys want to know how to prep this, just go watch my previous meal prepping video. But I made this also, my video, as well as the chicken. I just made my chicken thighs with, if you guys know, my favorite absolute chicken seasoning. But we're gonna get into cooking our third and most awesome meal ever, which is a pasta, healthy for you, and no, it is not zoodles. Okay, so last but not least, for our healthy pasta meal, you're going to need 99% fat-free turkey meat. Now, if you're not gonna use pasta sauce at all, if you're one of those ones that just doesn't like sauces, get, again, 80% lean of turkey, but otherwise, go above and beyond 99. I don't even know if there's 80% turkey. I think it's 96. There might be 80% turkey. Just get a little bit higher fat content so that it's not as dry. But this will be fine because this dryness that it'll happen in the pan, you'll soak up with your sauces. Now, for the sauces, the one that I always use is the low calorie from Prego because it is a lot healthier stat-wise if you read the ingredients. But since I'm also prepping for my boyfriend, he likes more meatier flavor stuff. And this is our favorite, Prego flavored with meat. Now, you can tell there's a huge difference between the nutrition facts. So with this one, it's only 45 calories, the healthy low calorie. This one has a total of 90 calories. The difference between the cholesterol, 0 cholesterol, 5 milligrams cholesterol, this has 10 grams of sugar, this has 8, so just a little difference on that. And this has 3 grams of fat and this is fat-free. So there's a little bit of difference. So instead of using both of these bad ones, I'm gonna mix a healthier one with the bad one so it tastes better, but it's still gonna be healthier. But if I wasn't cooking for my boyfriend, I would just be using this one because I really don't mind just the flavor. And you can also use any seasonings, but I probably will just use these for my seasonings. And finale, guys, if you don't know about protein pasta, you need to start searching. This is my favorite. It is POW pasta. It has 25 grams of protein. Let me just read the stats for you. Or if you guys want to pause. But this has a lot of protein. There's a lot less carbs and it's healthy. It's made out of green lentil, so which is the beans. So you're welcome. I got this at Fry's. I know that Walmart also carries this. So I'm going to go ahead and bring water to a boil and pop this back on my skillet, cooking the exact same way we cooked the hamburger meat. Super simple, super easy. This is literally gonna take like 10 minutes to make. All right, guys, so I have my water on high so that it's gonna start boiling soon. And then I have, again, my saucepan is heating up at that 7-degree heat before I place some Pam and my turkey meat. But just a hint, whenever you're cooking, especially with gluten-free pasta, you wanna make sure to put a little bit of olive oil or any type of like vegetable oil, canola oil, just like a little drop of oil in that water so that the pasta doesn't stick together. Otherwise, if you cook some gluten-free pastas, you will have a giant lump of just mush at the end of it. So just another tip for you guys. And guys, like I said before, I'm not going to be seasoning this meat at all. I'm just gonna have all of that sauce, seasoning from the sauce. So this is a super simple meal. All you're gonna do is cook this turkey meat until there's absolutely no pink left over. And then I will show you guys how I'm going to prep this. Once my water starts boiling, I will probably be cooking 2 boxes at a time. I think I bought 3 total because my boyfriend's gonna be eating a lot more pasta than I will. But after everything is cooked, I'll show you how I divvy everything up and all of our meals are done. Okay guys, so this is how I freshened out my pasta. So I made sure I weighed my turkey first, 4 ounces, and then I did about 3 ounces of my protein pasta. Just depends on your diet and how much you're eating a day, how much you're going to give yourself. But this is what I do so that I'm making sure that I get enough meat and enough carbs, or just enough carbs. And then I'm going to be mixing these together in a separate dish and just drizzling over the top. So just enough. So that way, instead of putting all of this in one giant bowl and then portioning out, you don't really know how much protein you're getting, you don't really know how many carbs you're getting, and you don't really know if you actually need that much sauce. So this is just a healthier way to set up your prepped meals for the healthy pasta. So I hope you guys enjoy it. This is our final product. We have that protein pasta, turkey, and sauce. Then we have our hamburger meat, rice, and I always put the little pizzas separate just because I don't know how many I'm gonna want per day. And then finally there is some chicken underneath that broccoli and my sweet potatoes, which you can find on my previous meal down below. So if you guys like this video, please give me a thumbs up. That way other people, if you thought this was helpful, can see the video, and I'm hoping to reach as many people as possible to help everyone out and give other ideas, because there's a lot of YouTube videos on meal prepping, so hopefully I give you just another additional little tip. And like I said earlier, please go follow me on Instagram. I do a lot of different stuff there, and I will see you guys very shortly. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.